Hi guys, and welcome to this unofficial community manager diary. Now these diaries are all about trying to bring a little bit more personal information about what happens with our team in particular, but probably also I guess with other community managers around the world. Now if you've ever watched any of my earlier videos, especially the video digest series, you'll know that community and managing a community are things that have always been really important to me. And that's one reason why I was really happy to be taken on board by ZPS, Zero Point Software. These are the guys behind Interstellar Marines. Now one of the reasons why they took me on board was those videos, those video digests, because they saw some of the things I was saying and they realised that, hey, this is somebody who does view community as being important. ZPS themselves consider the community to be, well, there's nothing more important to them, I don't think. I genuinely don't think there's anything that they look at with as much importance and as much enthusiasm, because ZPS, through the developments of Interstellar Marines, has been through an awful lot over the years. They've been 8 years. It's taken them through a bankruptcy. They have gone through being let down by publishers. They've gone through the financial crisis, and through all of that, they have continued with that dream of making the game, which takes a very special kind of person to be able to do something like that. So they've relied heavily on the community, and what they've done with the community is absolutely massive. They've opened up their doors to the way that they develop. They've shown prototypes, they've shown mini games, they've shown pictures of things in the works, and it's actually been really nice to see a developer get off their ass and actually work with a community. So to be a part of that team has been really, for me, a dream come true. So crossing over the line from being somebody who's a community member to being somebody who is a community manager is quite a big leap. It's something which was a lot more intense than what I expected. Now I joined the team only a few days before we launched on Steam. So I did, I guess, what most people do when they start a new job. You do your due diligence, you look through the history, you look through the videos, you look through the articles, you talk online to the guys. I've never actually been up to Denmark, which is where the team is located. So I've never met Kim or Michael or even Bolzar, who I've known for many months. And everything that's been done has been done through Skype, TeamSpeak, email, etc, etc, etc. You can only do that in today's age. You couldn't do something like that even 10 years ago, let alone 15, 20 years ago. So it's been quite challenging to get up to speed in terms of what the game is and learning what it is, because there's a lot of information around, and then you have to be able to answer questions from community members and be knowledgeable. And it's one thing that always used to get me about community managers in other games is I've got no problem if I ask you a question and you can't answer it, but don't give me bullshit. Don't tell me something that later on I'm going to realise is wrong, because that's something I can't stand. And so what Bolzar and I have tried to do very much as we've been part of the community management team is to make sure that if we answer you accurately. If we don't know the answer, we'll go and find it. And we're human, we're people, we're not robots, we don't know everything. So there are instances where we've had to say, look, I'm sorry, I don't know the answer, but give me a day, give me a week, and we'll go and find it for you. And that's one of the things about this community. If you've been part of the Interstellar Marines community for a while, you'll know just how awesome you guys are. And I think the phrase awesome sauce was introduced specifically to describe the Interstellar Marines community, because these guys have been through thick and thin with the developers, and it's been absolutely incredible to see some of the things and some of the assistance and the help that the guys in the community have given to the developers over the years. It's been rewarded, I think, from Kim and Michael's side by their open door development process. So I guess that will be a good segue into actually talking about the team. So at the moment, and I stress at the moment as I'm recording this, there's 4 people. That is Kim. He's a guy who is bald, apart from the fluff that's on his beard. And he's the creative powerhouse. So he's a guy that came up with the idea originally back in 2003. And he's the one that's kept at it no matter what's happened. It's the first thing he thinks about when he wakes up, and it's the last thing he thinks about before he goes to bed. He's that committed. Scary, but you need someone like that to be able to deliver a project like this. Then you've got Michael. He's the main programmer, and he's the one that does most of the work in Unity. So all the network coding, any of the kind of coding, that's basically what he does. And he's a guy that we like to keep locked up in a very secure room, because if we let him out, he's not coding, and if he's not coding, the game's delayed. And that's one reason why you have 2 developers, Kim and Michael, and 2 community managers, myself and Bolzar, or Karsten as his actual real name is. And our job is twofold. One is to actually look after you guys, the community. We want to be approachable, we want to be fast, we want to be accurate, we want to be there. And we have both tried very hard since the launch of the game to make sure that if you need us, we're in the forum. If you need us, we're on TeamSpeak. If you need us, we're on Twitch. If you need us, we're basically on Facebook, on Twitter, we're everywhere. We tried really, really hard to always be approachable and available. Some of the comments that we get back indicate that we've been, at least to a certain degree, successful in that. It's been fantastic. I've had messages where people have said, just simply a message that says, "Brilliant job, keep at it, keep going, we believe." And it really brightens your day when you get a message like that, because you know that you're getting something right and you're helping people. So the second part of our job, at least as I see it, is to remove as much from Kim and Michael's shoulders as possible, because if Kim and Michael are dealing with, for example, feature feedbacks, feature requests, suggestions, first line tech support, bugs, that kind of thing, if they're dealing with that, they're not coding, and if they're not coding, then the game is delayed. And so Bolzar and I have worked very hard to try to make sure that we remove as much from them as possible, whilst of course ensuring that the important stuff, so for example, if it's a bug that is something new and it can't be fixed with the workarounds that we have in place at the moment, then it's passed to Michael. But we try the workarounds first. And it's actually worked out really well, and I personally really believe that it's a good indication of ZPS and the kind of company that they are, that currently, and I'm using that word currently again, that currently they've got 2 devs, 2 community managers. So it's a 1-to-1 ratio between the guys building the game and the guys who are looking after the community. And that tells you just how important and how much that they put on the community and the importance of the community. So it's fantastic to work in that environment. They let us get on with what we need to do. If we need them, they're there, and if we don't need them, they're not. So it's brilliant from the point of view of somebody who's working with the community. Now, what I'm going to do on the future diaries like this is just basically go over a little bit of what's happened last week, what we're expecting to kind of happen next week. I should probably emphasize at this point that ZPS has not viewed, vetted, checked, looked at this video. So it is an unofficial video. It's not actually linked to ZPS. It's not official. So if I say something that I shouldn't do, you might simply find that the entire series is cancelled. But I don't think that's going to happen. So yeah, so last week has been interesting for us. We've had some of the new stuff on Facebook. There's a couple of pictures there that Kim posted of some of the assets that we've now got from Unity, which look absolutely brilliant in game. We keep carrying on, getting some fantastic responses from the community, which is always great. We do of course have people that have perhaps not understood that we're in the early access section, and it's always a delicate job to deal with something like that, because we've been very clear as much as possible within our store page and saying that This is the game as it is today. This is the future, near future roadmap, and this is the vision for the game. So in other words, what the game is going to be. But some people maybe don't read that, or don't read it in depth, and they end up looking at land sharks and aliens, not realizing it's an early access game, purchasing the game, and then realizing, hold on a minute, this isn't what I thought it was, so what's going on? And you do get those kind of people from time to time, and it's important, I think, to make sure that they are pointed to the store page and actually see that, yes, we're in early access, yes, we're in development, yes, this is where we are today, but this is where we're heading for. And please also don't forget that when we get there, the game will be much more expensive than it is today. What you're buying now is the game as it is today, but you're also buying into the vision of the developers. And if you're not comfortable with the vision of the developers, or you're not comfortable buying an early access game, then our recommendation, in all honesty, is not to buy it. Hold off, wait a few months, wait until we develop more features and got them in, check the game out at that point, and if you think at that point it's worth buying, yes, it might be more expensive, but if you're more comfortable paying at that point, then go ahead. We don't want people buying the game who are not happy, which means we want people to buy the game going in understanding what they're buying. And it's, yeah, so we've been as clear as we possibly can on the store page. So you do sometimes get people like that, but the vast majority of people, I think, have seen the game, understood where we're going with it, and want to be a part of that. And yeah, like I said, I think the phrase "awesome sauce" was created for the Interstellar Marines community, because you guys are freaking awesome. So looking forward to next week. The guys are working on a new update. We tend to release updates on Fridays. So today's Friday, so I'll be very surprised if we get an update out today, but there's a chance that there might be an update out next week. As you guys know, there's going to be at least, or there will be hopefully, one new level in there. We are expecting to have a very pleasant announcement in the next few days, which will, I think, come as a nice pleasant piece of news to anybody who's bought the game and anybody who's looking to purchase the game. And I think will be an indication that the money that we've got from Steam and the overwhelming response and the massive response we've had from Steam, that money and those funds are being driven straight back into the game. They're not being spent on Ferraris, ladies of the night, and the occasional yacht. They're being pumped straight back into the game where they should be. Now, I'm going to sign off in a second because I think that's probably long enough for this first diary. If you've got any questions, please let me know. Post them up in the comments section. I'll answer as many as I can next week. The best question of this week will be given a Steam key to the game next week. So there's a little bit of an incentive for you there. Best question gets a copy of the game. Put them in the YouTube comments on the description. If you are someone who's followed my channel and haven't got a clue what I've been talking about for the last few minutes, well, it's Interstellar Marines. If you go to interstellarmarines.com, or if you go to Steam and just do a search through there, you'll find us in the early access section. Please, if you're looking to buy the game, read the store page just so that you can see where we are with the game and where we're going with it. And if you see me online, if you see me in the game, give me a yell, give me a shout, and I'm well and happy to play a few games with you. So that's it. I'm signing off. As always, enjoy your gaming. Take care.